A look at Art Club's Thunderdome event. The DrumBeat starts right now.
Broadcasting live from Studio 1108 in Jenkins Hall on the campus of Tyler Junior College. This is the DrumBeat, bringing you the latest from students like us.
Thank you for joining us today on the DrumBeat. I'm Santiago Nunez. As storm season comes to a close, various severe weather events have impacted operations on and around campus throughout the semester. A tornado touched down near TJC April 20th. Dashcam footage shows a time lapse of a tornado that would lead to the formation of a storm that would lead to the formation of the tornado. No damage was sustained on campus. However, the Lloyd James Funeral Home located on First Street near the school did sustain some minor damages. Students received multiple weather alerts. A tornado warning was issued at 6:40 and tornado touchdown at 7:05 p.m. It was on the ground for 3 minutes, according to the National Weather Service. In the event of severe weather, students can get live alerts straight to their cell phone by signing up for Apache Alerts through their Apache Access. Live alerts will send text messages to students enrolled in the service in the event of danger. The director of the Association for Baptist Students gives an insight into his long life of ministry and his work with students. Barbara Martin brings us more.
Director of the Association for Baptist Students, Keith Brown, has been at TJC for the last 23 years. Brown is also the pastor at a local Baptist church. At TJC, Brown strives every day to be an inspiration for his students.
Wanting to protect people inspires me. Wanting them to flourish.
A thirst for finding the sense of life led him to look for answers in many places, but nothing satisfied his desire for something greater.
All of the other answers had left me empty. Whether it was pleasure is the purpose or enjoyment of material things is the purpose.
He finally found answers in Christianity. His desire to help made him go back to college to become a counselor, but his heart was inclined to a life of ministry.
I was injured at age 20. I was looking at maybe being a counselor for new injuries, spinal cord injuries. And about, I guess, the third semester, my advisor's like, "You've got 24 hours of Bible classes. Are you sure you're wanting to be a counselor?"
All students are welcome to join Brown and his students at the ABS. I am Barbara Martin for the DrumBeat.com.
The final performance of Metamorphosis marks the end of TJC Theater's 2022-2023 season. TJC Theater closed out their 4 yearly productions with Metamorphosis by Mary Zimmerman. Over the summer, the theater facilities will reopen June 1st and 2nd for the Texas Fringe Festival, a showcase of many different one-act plays and original works from across Texas. TJC's next full production season will open in August with a production of Legally Blonde. On April 26, TJC's art department held their annual Thunderdome art competition. Students of TJC were encouraged to create art pieces to compete head-to-head with the art of other students in a tournament decided by crowd vote. The losing piece each round was destroyed, and the winning piece went on to match against other pieces. Ultimately, a piece by sophomore art major Sarai Martinez came out on top.
No, it's great. It's great. I was hoping it'd win, but there was a lot of great artworks, and right, I'm just very emotional. It's great. Yeah, it's my first Thunderdome, and it's great. Yeah.
When we come back, a talk with Isabella LoCicero of the TJC debate team that recently returned from national championship competitions with multiple awards.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine, and I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, it's going to be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, kitty cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
You know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how the dog was looking at me?
Welcome back to the Drumbeat. I'm Garrison Nichols. I'm joined by Isabella LoCicero. Isabella is a member of the award-winning TJC debate team, earned gold in impromptu speaking, silver from IPDA debate, and bronze in parliamentary debate. Moreover, she was named the tournament's 4th overall top speaker out of 450 competitors. Isabella, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So the first question I have for you today is, speech and debate recently won the community college sweepstakes in a national competition. What kind of training do you do as a team or individually?
Training is one of the most important parts about speech and debate because you have to refine your story and understand what message you want to project to your audience. For our individual training, not only for our individual public speaking events, but for our interpreters, they really have to take control of their character and the story that they want to get across, not only to their fellow competitors, but to their judges and spectators as well. We do focus on team training for specifically 2-person debate, which is going to be parliamentary debate. You have to make sure that you have a cohesive message that you want to share with your partner.
Okay. What kind of opportunities or benefits come from being on the speech and debate team?
So there are a lot of short-term and long-term benefits to being on the speech and debate team. Short-term, we do offer scholarships, and certainly having that kind of repertoire with the TJC administration helps when you're applying for colleges and whenever you're simply trying to make it through TJC, as junior college is just as tough as a four-year university. But long-term, it also teaches you how to network and market yourself, which is extraordinarily important for long-term success, not only within your education, but also within your career.
Definitely. I understand that speech and debate team does a lot of traveling for the competition. So how do you balance being on the road as well as being a student at the same time?
So being on the road and doing speech and debate as on top of classes can certainly be very hard, but communication with your professors is certainly key because they're understanding. This is like our Olympics. It's like our football games whenever we travel to these tournaments for 4 to 5 days at a time. So usually they're very understanding, but we do stay on top of our work by working ahead as well.
How did you first get involved with speech and debate?
I am a long-term speech and debater. I have been debating for about 7 years coming up, and I joined my freshman year of high school. I think the way that I joined debate was a little unconventional. I was kind of spotted by my high school's debate team through my speech and communications 8th grade class, but there are a lot of different ways that people can join.
If a student wanted to get involved with speech and debate here at TDC, what would be the best way to do so?
I would say do not go in blind. Definitely make sure to look up recordings of the type of debate or speech that you want to participate in, so that way you fully know what you're getting yourself involved in before you jump in blind. And then simply talk to one of our advisors. Melissa Heineman and Joan Andrews are the sweetest people I have ever met, and they will be able to provide you with a lot of guidance in what not only you're going to flourish in, but areas that you need to improve in as well.
For sure. All right. It looks like that's all the questions I have for this time that we have together. So thank you for joining us. I definitely appreciate it.
And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Coming up after the break, I sit down with Eddy McGuire, an athletic trainer who was recently named the National Junior College Athletic Association Athletic Trainer of the Year.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my 3rd child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to the DrumBeat. Joining us is Eddy McGuire. Mr. McGuire is a licensed and certified athletic trainer, member of the East Texas Athletic Trainers Association, as well as the National Athletic Trainers Association and Texas High School Coaches Association. He also serves as the host for the ETATA Professional Development Clinic, which offers educational opportunities for all high school athletic trainers in the area. Eddy McGuire has been a TDC professor of kinesiology and human performance for over 20 years. He recently earned the National Junior College Athletic Association Athletic Trainer of the Year Award, which is a national award. Thank you for joining us today.
Appreciate you having me.
The first question that I have for us today is, how did you first get involved in athletic training?
Well, in high school, I was, like most high school students, not sure exactly what I wanted to do. I played athletics all through high school, but I knew I wasn't going to be big, strong, or fast enough to do that in college. So my junior year, I went and talked to Billy Pickard, who is a legendary athletic trainer up at A&M, and asked him what I needed to do to stay involved with athletics. And so my senior year of high school, he invited me up to every A&M home game, and I got to work side by side with the athletic trainers there at A&M, and just fell in love with it.
Wow, it's a pretty good hands-on experience.
It was very unique and very special.
What kind of training did you go through to get where you are today?
Well, in order to be a athletic trainer, unlike other professions where you can just say you are, put coach on the back of your shirt or whatever, you have to actually pass a licensure exam in order to do so. In order to be able to even sit for the exam, you have to have a bachelor's degree. You have to have over 1,800 hours working under a certified athletic trainer. And there's specific coursework that you have to take to be eligible to sit for the exam. And then once you pass the exam, then you can go. And Texas is unique. It has a state license. So in order to be able to work outside of the state, you had to become nationally certified. Okay. So that's why I'm both.
Sweet. What are some life lessons that have come from working in college athletics?
Well, athletics in general is just, the ability to work with teams, work with people, be flexible. Athletic training is one of the only professions that you don't get to create your own schedule. You go when other people go, and you're there before they get there, and you're there after they leave, because you got to get them ready to go and take care of them after they're done. So, flexibility, teamwork.
You've been named the National Junior College Athletic Association's Athletic Trainer of the Year. What does that mean to you?
it was very humbling and very surprising. I've been doing this 30 years, and then this comes up out of nowhere. I believe our great athletic directors, Kevin Vest and Kelsey Weeks, must have nominated me. And I don't know what they said, but whatever they said worked. So it was very humbling. And, I try to carry the torch for all athletic trainers out there, because a lot of times they don't get thought of unless they do something wrong. So anytime you can get some recognition like that, you soak it in.
Definitely. What advice would you give students who want to become athletic trainers?
You got to love it, because you're not going to be famous. You're not going to be rich. You're going to put in a lot of hours. But you get the best seat in the house. You're on the sideline for every big sporting event. You get to meet, incredible people. Jimmy Butler, who's now in the NBA playoffs, he came through the TJC training room. Some of the students that I've had and assistants I've had. I have one that was the head trainer at Rice, another one who has a World Series ring with the Philadelphia Phillies. I have one former student who's now a head trainer at a MLS soccer club. And I have lifelong friends that, I know I could call on at any minute to come help me. And of course, I'm always there for them. So,
yeah, sure. At least that was really good advice. But unfortunately, that's all we have for you today. So I just want to thank you for coming on the show.
I sure appreciate you inviting me.
Sharing with us. So coming up after the break, this week's episode of DrumBeat on the Street, where we ask students about their plans for the future.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school.
Jessica has been through a lot in her life from early childhood.
My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She came in looking to complete her diploma. She had a family she had to take care of. Anytime she needed help, we provided her help. She realized that we were here for her.
She wants to have a career so her kids could look up to her.
My graduation, it was something I will never forget. I couldn't explain the emotion I was feeling, because people like you and me sometimes may have doubts in ourselves, but I feel that everything's possible.
Jessica's future is brighter than ever.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Kids!
I don't want to talk about it.
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 Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency.
Kids, you all right?
This family's prepared. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan. Go to nyc.gov/readyny or call 311 for more information.
Welcome back to the DrumBeat. Here's one last story. On this week's episode of DrumBeat on the Street, I asked students what their plans are after the semester ends.
I'm thinking of going to Florida International University, either transferring there or transferring to Texas State.
Well, get ready for next semester mostly, because I have 2 more classes that I don't know if I'm going to do the full year or just do those 2 classes, depending on what financial aid gives me. And during the summer, stay busy, fill out some goals, and do them.
Once the semester's over, I'll be working in Alaska for the summer in a remote fishing lodge. And then after that, I'm going to transfer to either UNT or a university in Alaska to get my bachelor's in international business.
I am gonna take a nap, gonna relax. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna hang out with friends, I'm gonna go swimming. My grandparents live on a lake, so it's gonna be great.
Thank you for joining us today for the Drumbeat. Over the summer, you can find the latest news by going to thedrumbeat.com or downloading the Drumbeat app.